Imagine driving down an empty highway, the kind that feels like it goes on forever, the dark road ahead stretching out into nothingness. The only sound is the steady hum of your tires and the occasional flicker of your headlights cutting through the night. It's just you, alone on the road, or so you think. But suddenly, in your rearview mirror, you catch something, a figure, standing still in the darkness. You blink, and it's gone. You tell yourself it's nothing. But then it happens again. The same shadow. And this time it's closer. Too close. Something or someone is out there, following you. And now you can't escape it. What was once a peaceful drive has turned into a nightmare. And the more you try to shake it, the more you realize you're not alone on this road. Not anymore. Stay tuned, because what happens next is too chilling to ignore. But before we get started, here's something strange. Most viewers make one huge mistake. They leave without subscribing. Don't be one of them. Hit that subscribe button now, because tonight's journey into the darkness is just the beginning. This story is only going to get more terrifying, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. It started out as just another road trip. Mark and Sarah had been friends for years. They were used to these long drives, the endless stretches of road, the quiet that only a highway at night could bring. The weekend getaway in the mountains had been great, beautiful views, fresh air, but now it was time to head home. They had the whole drive ahead of them, and they were both ready to get back, to return to the reality that awaited them. But this trip was about to take a turn for the worse. A turn that neither of them could have ever seen coming. The sky was dark, with not a star in sight, and the highway stretched on forever ahead of them. It was empty, quiet, the kind of road where you could drive for miles and not see a single other car. The only light came from their headlights, cutting through the pitch-black night, illuminating the road in front of them. On either side, the fields were barren, desolate, and beyond those fields, the dark woods loomed, silent, oppressive, as though they were hiding something. Something just out of sight. For the first few miles, everything seemed normal. The car rumbled down the road, its tires chewing through the asphalt with a steady rhythm. The air was cool, the night was calm. Nothing to worry about, but as they drove deeper into the night, a strange unease began to settle over them. It was subtle at first, the kind of feeling you can't quite put your finger on. Maybe it was the emptiness of the road. Maybe it was the fact that the only sound was the hum of the engine, but for some reason, it didn't feel peaceful. It felt wrong. The car radio, which had been silent for most of the trip, suddenly crackled to life, but not with music or a voice. No, instead, all that filled the air was static. Loud, sharp, and unsettling static that seemed to fill the car, drowning out everything else. Sarah reached for the dial, twisting it to find a station, but the static wouldn't go away. It kept getting louder, more frantic, as if the radio itself was trying to warn them. And then, as they passed a small, empty stretch of road, Mark saw it. A shadow. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the light, or maybe a tree, but then it moved. It wasn't a tree. It wasn't an animal. No, it was something much more unnatural. A figure, standing motionless at the edge of the road, almost as if it had been waiting for them to arrive. Mark's hand gripped the steering wheel tighter, his knuckles going white. He glanced at Sarah, but she hadn't noticed it yet. "Did you see that?" Mark asked, his voice low, almost uncertain, like he wasn't sure if he wanted to know the answer. Sarah looked up, eyes scanning the road. She didn't see anything at first, but then, as they passed the spot, her eyes widened. She saw it too. A figure. A person. Or at least it looked like one, standing completely still, just off the side of the road, watching them drive by. Neither of them said a word. The moment passed, and they kept driving. But the unease that had settled in their stomachs didn't go away. Instead, it grew. Mark checked the rearview mirror, just to be sure. But nothing was there. No figure. No shadow. Just the empty road stretching behind them. Still, something didn't sit right. They couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, followed even, by something they couldn't see. But as they continued down the road, things started to get worse. The headlights, which had been bright and steady, flickered once, then twice. The radio crackled again, louder this time, as if something, or someone was trying to get through. The silence of the night seemed to swallow them whole. The car felt too small, too enclosed, like it was shrinking with each passing mile. The deeper they drove into the night, the more the atmosphere around them seemed to grow thicker, heavier. And then there was again, another figure. But this The air, unintelligible, but unmistakably there. Sarah grabbed Mark's arm, her voice barely audible over the static. "Mark, do you hear that?" But Mark didn't answer. He couldn't. He just pressed his foot harder on the gas pedal. The radio continued to glitch, the static filling every corner of the car. The air inside felt heavy, like something was suffocating them, making it hard to breathe. And then the shadows. At the edges of their vision, the darkness seemed to shift. It wasn't just the darkness of the night anymore. It was something else, something alive, moving in the corners of their eyes. At first, it was small, a flicker, a slight movement, but then it grew, like the shadows were reaching for them. Mark glanced in the rearview mirror again. Nothing, no figure, no movement, but still, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was following them. Something was out there, watching, waiting. Days passed after they finally made it home. They thought they were safe. They thought they could move on, that the horror of that night was just a terrible memory. But they were wrong. The feeling never left. Not completely. Every time Mark drove alone at night, the radio would glitch. Static would fill the air, whispering softly, as if someone was trying to get through. Every time Sarah drove, she would swear she saw shadows moving in the corners of her eyes. But when she looked, there was nothing there. It was like something or someone was still with them. And then there was the dream. The same dream, night after night. They were driving again, just like before. But this time, the figure was in the back seat. Silent, motionless, watching them. They couldn't escape. It was always there, always waiting. And every night, they woke up, drenched in sweat, hearts racing. They tried to tell themselves it was just a dream, just their minds playing tricks, but deep down, they knew the truth. The figure wasn't gone. Not really. It was still out there somewhere. And the next time someone else took that road, the next time someone drove down that stretch of highway alone, it might be them that the figure followed. It could be anyone. The figure could be waiting, watching, ready for the next victim. And the nightmare? It might never truly end. So what do you think? Could it happen to you? The next time you're driving alone at night, those dark, empty roads stretching out before you, the eerie quiet pressing in all around you. Could that figure be waiting for you too? We might never know what truly happened to Mark and Sarah, but their story is a chilling reminder that sometimes, the road you think is safe may hold something far more sinister. It's out there, and the next time you drive, you might just wonder if you're being watched. Have you ever had a creepy encounter on the road? Felt like someone or something was following you in the dark? Maybe you've heard strange noises, seen figures in your rearview mirror, or had the overwhelming sense that you weren't alone. If so, I want to hear your story. Share it with us in the comments below. Let's talk about the strange and terrifying things we've experienced on the road, things that can't be explained by logic or reason. If you enjoyed this terrifying tale and want to hear more spine-chilling stories that will keep you up at night, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to stay updated on future horror stories. You don't want to miss the next one, because the next time we take a drive down the dark road together, who knows what might be lurking in the shadows, waiting for us to come closer. So buckle up, keep your eyes open, and remember, some roads lead to places where the terror is all too real.